you have a participation in your awakening. And it might kind of sound obvious, but what I mean is that, okay, on the absolute level, you're not doing anything, I'm not doing anything. It's the play of life. So we know that that's a given. But I'm speaking as something in the relative level with the appearance of this and the relationship to you and all of that. So we're talking from that level. Within which is important to be able to distinguish the two and know the two. So speaking about that level, if I can call it a level, what do I mean by the participation? I would say a big aspect of it is the understanding. When you perceive something, it's almost like you have an entry into it. So that's what I mean by understanding. It's like if you don't understand what your personality is, you are just identified and aligned with the personality, and that's what you live. But I'm sure you found, as you become more aware of your personality, what it is, how it functions, all its strategies, its desires, its escape routes, its distractions, all of that. As you start to get familiar with all that, there is a kind of a gap, and it's the gap of awareness of it, really. And that understanding of that just goes sort of, I would say it goes deeper and deeper, as does all understandings related to this. So I've talked about this before. It's not like, oh, you have this understanding and then you've got it fully. There's this kind of, I always see it as a spiral, but you kind of go down deeper and deeper levels into it. And it opens to you like a flower opening, deeper and deeper, the levels of your comprehension of it. And those levels of comprehension of it are you, I would say, waking up. Now, I want to be clear. This is not about us understanding the mystery of life, how it works, what was the meaning of life. It's not that. But there is a kind of understanding. This is really difficult to talk about, but I guess you know what I mean. As you penetrate, we can at least say kind of aspects of the great mystery. So, for example, what is the personality? I'm sure at one point when you heard that title, you thought, well, what does that mean? What's wrong with my personality? But you've come to understand the way that word is used here. And as you've traveled deeper into your understanding of it, you've got clearer on it, and it's penetrated more into your life, and it's made, I'm sure, deep changes in your life. So that's what I mean. There's this journey through a kind of understanding. Things are revealed to you, and it's not ultimate answers to the meaning of life. It's not about that, but there are answers that come as to where you are, what you are living, things like this. And those kind of understandings, it's like going through gates that open up to the absolute, and to awakening out of a fixed identification with personality in the relative. So yeah, really quite difficult to talk about, but that's what I wanted to share with you. We're kind of trained to be quite gross in a way, because we're trained to attune only to the relative. That's what the world does. It's the machinery of the relative, and we become part of that machinery as long as it works on us and is successful in making us attune only to that. So we're kind of like these escapees from that regime. And as you get finer, you see finer realities. I mean, this is the subject I'm trying to talk about, and it's very difficult because on one level, like I started out saying, we don't choose to be into this. None of us chose to be made this way, to have this itch in us, this yearning. But if you do, then by following it, you are or you could say life is opening it in you. And so from our viewpoint, it's like it's your participation in it, and the inquiry is you engaging in it. And then life, from your side, you're saying yes, and from life's side, it then opens to you because you're open to it. It's that participation. It's walking that stony road sometimes. And but the beauty behind it, of what the beauty that's come out of it, and it's not a beauty, it's a certain kind of beauty. It's again, it's like bittersweet, it's so beautiful, but then you've got the other side of the pain of what you can see and everything. But yeah, so the main theme here is this word participation. By inquiring, by your readiness and willingness, which life has put in you, it's not really yours. But if it's there, this is how life, you could say, poetically fulfills itself, by that yearning being followed.